In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to find social media marketing agency clients using Google. And this is a 3-step process that I highly recommend that you use when you start out to get your first 3 to 5 clients before you dig into paid advertising. And if you're new here, my name is Max. I run SMMA, a super niche marketing agency. And on this channel, we explore how to start, run, and grow a successful marketing agency that can help us produce great results for our clients, but also helps us as the entrepreneur to achieve financial, time, and location freedom. But without further ado, let's just dive right into the computer and let me show you exactly how you can get your first social media marketing clients using Google. Okay, so we're in my computer right now and I prepared a quick presentation for you. Again, how to find social media marketing clients on Google. It's going to be a 3-step process. So in this video, I'm going to first of all go over something I like to call platform versus messaging. I'm also going to talk about Google, the step-by-step process, how you actually identify prospects, how you reach out to them, when you do what, etc. And then finally, I'm just going to summarize everything. So let's dig into point number 1, and that is platform versus messaging. By platform, I basically mean the platform that you use for your organic outreach, right? So that could be the LinkedIn or the Facebook platform, the Google platform, Instagram. The platform is just the platform that you use when you reach out. And in today's video, obviously, we're going to talk about Google, but this really applies to all type of organic outreach that you may do. The next thing I want to talk about is messaging. So by messaging, I mean it's basically the words that you use when you're reaching out to your prospects in your niche. It's the pitch and what you say to them essentially, right? So then it takes us to platform versus messaging. So all platforms have unlimited potential. Don't blame the platforms, fix your messaging. So a lot of people, when they start out, they think that the secret is in the actual platform, like the actual technique. How do you identify prospects? How do you reach out to them? You use a ton of different tools. Maybe you use LinkedIn, Sales Navigator, or an email outreach tool, or whatever I might use. But the most important thing when you do organic outreach is the messaging. How do you actually communicate your offer to the prospects that you're reaching out? Because basically all of these different platforms that you can use have unlimited potential. LinkedIn has a ton of people. LinkedIn has a ton of business owners on their platform. You know, with Google, you can do simple Google search and find a ton of local businesses or businesses in general. Facebook is the biggest social media platform in the world, and Instagram has a ton of people on it as well. So my point here is that the platforms exist and they have a ton of people on them, people within your niche that are great prospects and potential buyers for your specific business. So never blame the actual platform because the platforms work. What doesn't work or what may not work is your messaging. So it's very important to spend more time on the messaging and how you actually reach out to your prospect versus just learning some new tips and tricks on how you can reach out to more people in a more effective way, right? Makes sense. Perfect your messaging and go for quality over quantity when you reach out to people. And that takes me to the next point, and that is quality over quantity. So organic outreach requires personalization, but it also requires volume, right? For example, organic versus paid. So what I mean by this is when you do organic outreach, you don't want to be the person who just sends a template and copy paste that to everybody. I get a ton of organic outreach to myself and within our agency daily, and local businesses get even more since they have marketing agencies pitching their work to them every single day essentially. And if you want to stand out, you have to personalize your outreach. And you don't have to personalize the entire messaging in the actual message that you send out, but at least the first line in the message that you send has to be personalized. You just have to prove to the person that you're sending message to that this is actually personalized message to them. Maybe you can say something in particular to their website, to their business, to their Instagram account, something you read on their LinkedIn profile or something like that. So always go for quality over quantity. But when you do organic outreach, it also takes quantity. It actually takes volume as well. Because think of it like this. If you do a paid advertisement, if you have a good campaign running, you should have like a 1% click-through rate on your ads. Meaning if 100 people see your ad, one person is going to click on the ad. And then they might land on a landing page, and on that landing page, you might have a 20% conversion rate. So now it's even less than one person who saw your ad out of those 100 people who actually became a lead. And then the people who become a lead, who actually book a call with you, is maybe be 20% again, etc., etc. So my point here is that when you do paid advertising, most people that you pitch to with your ads are going to say no because they're not interested. So you have to keep that in mind when you do organic outreach as well. You might have a great messaging that you reach out to people to, but the people that you reach out to right now are not interested because of multiple different causes. So again, my point here is that organic outreach, it takes time, it takes volume, but it also takes a high quality of a messaging. Hopefully that makes sense. And then some pro tips. So send a personal personalized first line in your messages combined with the Loom video. So Loom is a great tool that I use a ton. I use it when I send to new prospects. I send Loom videos after our sales calls. I send Loom videos when we onboard new clients. I use Loom videos to send updates to current clients and so forth. So let me show you what that is. So if I open up a new window here and we go to loom.com, it's free to use. You can pay for it as well. But what's really cool with Loom is that you basically get a tool here on your computer, Mac or PC. You can just click a button, start recording. It's going to record your screen and your face as well. So let me see if I can show you here. I can do from my screen here. So if it loads, you can see me on the screen right there. I can record a video, press record, then I stop the recording and I have a link generated within like 2 seconds, and I can send a video to whatever person I want to send that video to immediately, essentially. So I don't have to record it, edit it, upload it to YouTube, wait for 10-15 minutes and then send the link. I can just send it immediately. So this is a great tool that I highly recommend that you check out. It's free to use. You can also pay for it, but it's an awesome tool essentially. So that's something that I highly recommend that you use in your outreach as well. Send a personalized first line, but also do a Loom video when you do organic outreach. And that takes me to the next step, right? So the Google step-by-step process. How do you actually use Google to find more social media marketing clients for your agency? So let's go through it. So first of all, prepare your messaging. And on this channel, we talk a lot about an SMMA, right? A super niche marketing agency. You don't want to be a generalist that say we help everybody with everything, but you want to be specialist that say, for example, like we do. In this case, I help US-based residential roofing and solar companies currently turning over at least $1 million plus per year in revenue. So that is very particular, right? I'm not saying I'm helping everybody with everything. I'm saying I'm helping specifically roofing and solar companies in US making at least $1 million per year. I could even add that we're doing a specific service here as well, right? That we're only doing Facebook ads. So this messaging becomes a lot more powerful when I do organic outreach, because when I reach out to a roofing or solar business owner and I'm telling them that we're only helping their specific business and we're specialized in Facebook ads, that's what we do, that's what we're best at, and we have a ton of testimonials and results from the past from helping roofing and solar companies with Facebook ads, it's going to be a lot more interesting to them to listen to what I have to say. And even if I'm a complete beginner and I don't have any case studies, if I just make this change by becoming a specialist when I do my organic outreach, your chances for getting a pitch or jumping on a call with them is going to be a lot higher. So prepare your messaging, and you don't have to do a super complicated messaging, because it all goes back to the core offer that you have and that you should be a specialist. So as long as you can just state in a simple paragraph like this, my name is this, I help these specific businesses with this specific service, I'm a specialist and not a generalist essentially. As long as you can get that messaging across to the person that you're sending messaging to, that's pretty much it. You say hi, name, personalized first line, include a Loom video, and then you can do a short pitch like this in text as well. That's more than enough. Don't make the mistake of sending a long message. Keep it short and make it crystal clear that you're helping their specific business with a very specific solution, and it's a personalized message, and you've even sent them a Loom video. It's going to be a game changer. So prepare your messaging first. The next thing you do is simply just a Google search, right? So you want to identify businesses within your niche or within your market, just using Google, right? And so you basically just open up their website and their social profiles, and I'm going to go over this in a second here, basically how you do it. And then once you've opened up their website and their social media profiles, you basically want to identify the decision makers within the business, right? You want to reach out directly to the business owner, not to the receptionist or the office manager or whatever it might be. You want to get in contact immediately with the business owner, at least when you're helping smaller, like local business owners or local companies, or at least when you help locals, or at least when you help smaller or mid-sized local companies. You want to talk directly to the owner. They're normally the decision maker. So you want to search for the owner or the owners on their website. Sometimes they just show you on the about page who the owners are. If so, that's great. But you can also look up their Facebook page, see if they've done any Facebook posts regarding the owner, or go on LinkedIn, search for their company with a LinkedIn Sales Navigator. I can show you here in a second as well. And you want to find the owner and reach out to them. And then what you want to do is to reach out to the business owner or owners cross-platform, right? So you can use Facebook. You can add them on Facebook. You can find them on Instagram. You can add them on Instagram. You can find them on LinkedIn. Add them on LinkedIn. See if you can find their email or phone number, which can be a little bit harder nowadays because people are more so so they're not sharing their email and phone number that much, specifically not local businesses or business owners rather, because they know that people like to reach out that way. But if you can find their email directly and their phone number, use that as well to reach out to them. You can also use their address and send like a direct mail, like a lumpy mail. So if you live in the US and you sell to US business owners, consider actually doing a direct mail. Just prepare like a direct messaging and do like a lumpy mail. And basically what that is that you put something in the mail so that it's kind of lumpy, because that piques interest. They want to open up and see what's inside, and then you can have your messaging in there as well with a link to your Loom video, let's say. And then the final tip that I have here as well is to actually reach out with Loom videos. As I mentioned before, use Loom a lot. It's very, very powerful. And remember personalization as well. It's very, very important. And then finally, tools. So what you can use as well when you do your outreach using Google. Some tools that I like to use is obviously to use a branded email. So with Google Workspace, you can get a branded email with your domain name in it for around like $10 per month or even $6 per month. So it's very cheap. So if you're going to reach out with email, make sure that you have a branded email. Email Finder, there's a tool called hunter.io, and then for video page, use loom.com. So let's just bring this all together and let me show you kind of how I would do this. So if we just open up a window here, and let's say I want to find roofers Orlando, let's say. So normally what happens, right, is that Google My Business pages, or listings rather, show up right here. So we just click on more businesses. And then what I would like to do is just to go through all of these ones. So you have the business name here, and then you have the website link here as well, right? And you have, for Orlando, you have like 10 pages. So there's a ton of businesses here. So let's just open up the first two. I would open up all of them. So I'm holding down Command and just clicking here. So you can see that it opens up a new tab for each one of them. That's how I would do. But let's just open up Jenny Roofing here, and let's see here. Here we have another one. Let me just check through some of them, kind of see what they look like. Jenny Roofing, Orlando. All right. Okay, so basically what I would do is I would just open up each and every single one and just go through them. And I would like to go to the home page here. We had two of them. I'm going to close that one. And the first thing that I'm looking for essentially is just to see if they have any social links in here. So at the bottom, I can see they have a Facebook page. Again, I'm holding down Command, clicking on the Facebook page. I want to check their Instagram. I want to check their LinkedIn and YouTube as well. Because if they have some YouTube videos here, it's great because you can use that in your personalization thing. You can say, I watched your We Prepared for the Next Storm video. It was great, or whatever that might be. So it's great to kind of open up all social media profiles because it's something that you can use in your personalization message. And then I go to their Facebook page, just looking around here, see if I can find like an email. I can see the info@jennyroofing.com here. Here I can see a video. So Derek, here you can see Derek Jenny, CEO, Jenny Roofing. So right away, now I identify who the owner is. That's perfect. I know that Derek Jenny is the actual owner, so that's great. Now I can actually use this to see if I can find Derek on Facebook or on Instagram maybe, and start to add him. I can check their Instagram page here as well. Check for some more information, see if I can find, here's probably that video again. I would definitely listen to this video, see what he has to say. I would use that in my personalization outreach as well. Hey Derek, I saw your video on your Instagram page. I definitely agree with what you said about ABC or whatever that might be, right? So I can check some more here, see what they do. And then, yeah, we can go to their Instagram page here as well. And I can go to employees, see if I can find the Derek here somewhere. Okay, what I also can do is use something called the LinkedIn Sales Navigator. I might do a separate video about that. It costs like 50 or 60 bucks a month or something like that. But in here, I can basically search for Derek. So this is Derek Jenny. So I can go into the LinkedIn Sales Navigator and see if I can find him, and then search for roofing as well. But I can't find him right here. I would do some more searching because he's probably in here somewhere. I would also search specifically on Facebook up here, right? So I would search for like Derek Jenny, see if I can find him. I don't want to do too much in depth here since I'm doing a YouTube video, but I'm sure you get the point. So basically within just a couple of seconds, I've identified who the owner is. I can also obviously look more on their website here, see if I can find any more information. So if I go to the About page, here it's a video again about Derek. Beautiful website. I can read more about what they do, and all of this that they mention I can use in my outreach. The main thing when you reach out, if I would reach out to Derek, is basically just to prove to him that I am first of all a specialist. We're only working with residential roofing and solar contractors in the US. We're specialized in Facebook ads. I want to make that crystal clear, and also I want to make it crystal clear that I've actually spent some time for his specific business. So when he opens up the email or the Facebook message that I sent to him, it should be crystal clear to him that, oh, here's a guy, he's actually been to my website. He recorded a custom video for me, and he had a custom line where he mentioned the video that I posted on Facebook a couple of weeks ago. And maybe I even go on to this video right here and maybe I like it and leave a comment, right? So, a great video, Derek, or something like that. You know, I'm just gonna do it right now. And maybe he sees it, and if it does, he's gonna remember, oh, that's it, that guy who sent me a comment on my Facebook post as well, right? You can also see here, they have like 355 reviews. That's also something I can like congratulate them on great work on your X amount of reviews on your Facebook page or whatever it might be, right? So yeah, I'm sure you get the point. And also add him cross-platform. Identify the owner, add him on Facebook, add him on Instagram, add him on LinkedIn, add him on, you know, comment on their YouTube page, whatever it might be. And also try and identify and see if you can find his email and his phone number as well, if possible. And do a cold call and email him as well. And to find an email, there are different tools out there. The tools I used to use a ton. I don't, right now we're only doing cold ads essentially, or paid ads, but you can use hunter.io. You can put in their website right here and find email address, and here you can see that 2 different emails pop up. I think they want you to pay to actually get it, the complete data here, but that's a tool you can use. And sometimes also if you search for them on LinkedIn, you can actually find their details on their LinkedIn page as well. But this is basically how you start to dig into specific businesses. I would highly recommend that you take notes. So when you find who the owner is, use like a spreadsheet, save their website, who the owner was, his social profiles, when you reached out to them and so forth. So take some notes regarding that, but that's basically how I would use Google step by step to reach out to specific businesses and get some calls coming in essentially. And doing organic outreach is super duper powerful when you do it the right way. So let's go through the summary, right? So first of all, one niche at a time. So if you chase 2 rabbits, you will catch none essentially, right? You won't catch either one. So you want to do an SMMA, a super niche marketing agency. And that's pretty much everything I talk about on this channel. You want to be a specialist instead of a generalist, a super niche marketing agency, because I'm sure you're starting to understand right now that when you do organic outreach and reach out to people, you do quality over quantity, and you're a specialist for their specific industry, you're going to increase your chances a ton to actually get them on the phone and start the actual conversation going, right? And also all of your presentations, your sales processes, your marketing ads, everything is going to be a lot more powerful. Like on your own social media profiles, when, for example, you reach out to a person and they want to look you up, so they go to your website, to your Instagram page, to your Facebook page, to your LinkedIn page, and if it's crystal clear to that roofing business owner that you run an agency only helping roofers, you know, that just shows that you're serious about his specific business. And if you're a specialist, obviously you know more about his business than a generalist does, right? So that's that. And then organic versus paid. What I recommend in the beginning is that, you know, get your first 3 to 5 clients using organic outreach, just as I showed you, for example, with Google. Get a proof of concept, and then you can scale with that. So what I mean by that is, let's say you start out with helping solar businesses or gym owners or you know, plumbers or whatever it might be, or e-commerce businesses. Get your first 3 to 5 clients with organic outreach, as I just showed you. And instead of using, you know, buying lists and sending hundreds of emails every single day, which doesn't work. I don't like that idea at all. I know people who does it, but it's successfully, but I like to do it this personalized ways, as I showed you. You can send like 10 to 20 messages, or to 10 to 20 different businesses, as I just showed you, and maybe you send 3 to 5 different platforms each business. So that might be 10 times 3. It's maybe like 30 to 40 messages per day, 10 unique businesses. Get your first 3 to 5 clients. Keep that up until you get your first 3 to 5 clients without spending $1 on ads, and then you can scale with ads. You just want to make sure that you have a proof of concept, that you have a good market, that they are actually interested in your services, that they're buying your services, and that you're getting good results for them. And then you can get some money coming into the business without having to spend anything on ads, and then you can scale with ads. And also important to remember, don't sell yourself cheap. So be a specialist, not a generalist, right? Charge at least $2,000 per month per client and per area. I think you should charge even more, like $300, $3,500, maybe even $4,000 per month per client. Because if you're a specialist in getting the business owner great results and they're making a huge ROI, why shouldn't you charge a lot of money on it? Also, that way, if you have a higher price tag, you can have fewer clients that pay you more instead of having a ton of clients that pay you less, which is always it's less stress, it's more fun, you can produce better results, etc. That's our philosophy, at least in our agency. We'd rather have fewer clients that we can scale with and that they spend more with us than having a ton of clients that, spend less with us. And then just make this a daily discipline, right? So don't complain, do the boring work, don't give up and win. Because most people, they just start out and they don't think through these core basic things that are very important, right? That it's not the techniques or the tips and tricks that makes the difference, but it's actually the messaging, right? That your offer, your niche, your market, how you position yourself, that you're a specialist instead of a generalist, and that you actually have a powerful messaging, that you reach out to them, and that you go the extra mile, that you do the personalization, that you send a Loom video, that you go for quality over quantity when you do organic outreach. Because most people will give up and they will blame, LinkedIn doesn't work, or Facebook doesn't work, cold email is dead, or cold calling doesn't work, whatever it might be, right? It's just a ton of bullshit. So it all goes back to you and how you use these platforms, because they have pretty much unlimited potential if you use them the right way. Again, go back to the basic SMMA, specialist versus generalist, etc., etc. So that's basically it for this video today. Hopefully it gave you some ideas, because I can promise you, if you implement this, if you reach out to 10 to 20 different businesses each and every single day, and you keep that up for a month or 2 months or whatever it might be, I promise you, you're gonna have at least your first 3 clients, maybe even your first 5 clients without spending a single dollar on ads. So yeah, this is how I would go about doing organic outreach again, if I started out from scratch. Hopefully it helped you. If it did, make sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment down below as well if you have any comments or questions, and subscribe. That's pretty much all I can say. We're gonna take this channel huge, so following along on the journey, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.